Hey, in just a few minutes, I'm going to try to answer a question that I frequently get asked. If I was starting over, how exactly would I go about starting my fitness business? So as I film this video, it's actually the first part of 2017. My son was just born 6 weeks ago, and I'm pretty delighted by the fact that as an entrepreneur, I get to actually work from home and spend time with my son and my wife as he's going through this very important first stage of his life. So we have 3 private studios at this point. I don't spend any time in them. Each has their own independent manager team. In fact, 2 of them opened the last 4 months, and I haven't been to them other than to drop by, say hi, because I wanted to since they opened. So if that's of interest to you, which I think probably if you're watching my stuff or watching my videos, it might be, because I think it's amazing to have an entrepreneurial life that gives you the time and freedom to do the things that you love. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about how to do that. So if I was starting brand new today, number one, I'd find a location that I could train out of that would allow me to do small group training. So anywhere from a minimum of 6 all the way up to 35 people in a group training environment. Number one reason for this is we want to have a leveraged system, meaning that as we add more people, okay, to our sessions, it doesn't dramatically increase our cost, okay? Revenue goes up, but cost stays the same. Okay, so and that's the number one reason that group training is far superior to one-on-one training. And it can be good for anybody, whether you have injuries or athletic performance goals, whatever it is. Trust me, as a guy that was strictly a one-on-one trainer for a long time, you can do anything in a group environment. So once I had a place that I could do group training, the number one thing that you want to do is dive into the digital world. In terms of the digital world, it can be a bit of a steep learning curve, but from a marketing respect, it is certainly the highest return on investment marketing medium available today. And unlike traditional forums, we can almost analyze performance real time and control our spending real time, where with previous things from direct mail, print, and traditional mediums, we'd have to spend a lot of money and wait a long time to see if we actually got it right. One of the biggest animals out there, obviously, is things like Facebook that give us a lot of demographic data for our local regions. So if I was starting from scratch with 0 clients, 0 customers, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build an email list. And how I'm going to do that is by giving something away on Facebook. And we would do that using the landing page with something like Lead Pages or any of the other things out there, or the program that we like to use to create a landing page that gives something away. 2 of my favorite giveaways presently are 1 month of service, okay, because my net cost of that is very low, or something like free workouts that you can follow along at home. Anything that you might be willing to give me your email for. Typically, I know that I'm going to pay about $1 to $2 an email in any given market. So if I had $1,000 to invest in my business, we hope that would equal about 500 emails. Okay, next thing is on the thank you page, after you give me your email to get the free thing or enter to win the free workout, I'm going to give you an offer right away. You know, I'd love to get you to try my service, and I'm going to do that at a very deep discount. So if your average rate or typical rate for your service, say, is like $197 per month, maybe do something that's going to be a quarter of that cost for $49 a month, or $49. Would you be willing to give away the first month, okay, to someone for just $49 in an effort to get them to try, particularly in this model where it doesn't necessarily cost us anything additional to give that service away, but this will be highly enticing for somebody, and they don't have to have a lot of trust or authority for you to contribute this small amount of money to see high value in what it is they're trying. We call this a low barrier offer. I'm sure if you're doing any research or watching any of their videos on the internet, you probably come across that term. So as I'm getting people to opt in for the email list, I'm maximizing my dollars, trying to recover some of it right away in the offer that I'm going to give them, and ultimately get myself a few clients to begin training. Once I have those people in an email list, I'm going to warm them up and I'm going to build some trust, credibility, and authority with them by sending them content on a regular basis. 2 or 3 days a week, give them something of value. Now, I know you might be thinking, I'm going to annoy these people, it's going to be bothering them, but the reality is they don't know you. So if you don't stay regularly in touch with them, they don't get a chance to know you. And as consumers these days, let's be honest, we go to the store when we're ready to buy. We've scoured the internet, we've looked at reviews, we've talked to friends, we've asked others, and we've looked at the features and benefits of the product before we ever get to the store. So if you're not delivering this content, you're not giving these people the opportunity to validate why they want to purchase from you, which is why content is so important. Content also does another thing. Anytime we give somebody something, we create what we call reciprocity. And reciprocity is the human desire to give back when somebody's given us something. So when we're delivering content on a regular basis, we make it more likely that when we ask them to do something for us, they will respond. So that same offer for $49 that you're going to deliver on the thank you page for your digital marketing efforts on Facebook, we can now deliver by email. Okay, and I help them teach people how to write the emails and stuff that will entice people and ultimately encourage them to give your services a try. But we can pitch an offer out to the email list, and out of 500, is it safe to say that we could even get 10 to 20 people at any given time to try our service? I would think so. So out of those 10 to 20 people, how many of them could you convince to stay with you on a month-over-month basis back at that $197 price point? Well, I would think if you're a decent trainer, we should be able to help you convince at least half of them just by providing good service. So the next things I would do after I had a bit of an email list going on, after I started to advertise on Facebook, is I'd be doing regular campaigns on Facebook, the same process, building my email list, getting more prospects through the door. But I'd also start to be doing two really important things. I'd be using a Facebook fan page, and a daily activity on my fan page. I would be adding content, whether it be linking to other content, things I found of value that could help people, and I'd be doing client acknowledgements. I can't tell you how important this is these days, that human nature says that we like to be congratulated, and selfishly we like to congratulate others in hopes that we too will be congratulated. When we get this situation going on, you're going to see your engagement on social media quickly go up and increase. And the more engagement you have, the more impressions you're getting, the broader your reach is, the more people are going to begin to see who you are, which leads to two really important things, which is reviews and referrals. So when we get reviews in today's world, it helps with that consumer behavior where before we get to the store, we've asked others, we've looked to see what other people say, what their experiences are with it, what our friends might say, and what the features and benefits are. So reviews really help people to trust us, which means as we're doing our low barrier offers and opt-in campaigns that I already explained, you'll actually get more trust and authority, meaning more people will respond. The second thing is I'd be using a private Facebook group for my clients. Okay, and I would be doing exactly the same thing in this group, and this creates a sense of community. And in today's world, as we become more and more disconnected, this is really, really important. We help our friends, our clients become friends and develop relationships to the point where nobody ever wants to quit or give up their service because they don't want to lose their friends, which is also really conducive to them getting better results, right? Because when we're around like-minded people that think and act the way we want to or are trying to, we're more likely to develop and adopt those habits, which also means that they get better results. So the bottom line, these are some of the strategies that if I was brand new, and in fact I've taught many, many people this that are starting from zero, how we can quickly grow a fitness business. And from there, it really comes down into something that I call the 4 pillars. And I know I have another video on this elsewhere, but I'm just going to breeze through them really quick. So once you kind of have those basics under your belt, we focus on pillar number 1, which is sales, marketing, and lead gen. Now, the point here is that I know that a fitness business, any fitness business that generates 100 plus leads a month is likely to grow, become profitable, stay in business, and get bigger. And simply because if we're generating 100 prospects a month, chances are we're going to sign up anywhere from 20 to 35 long-term clients every single month. Okay, and if you're not today, I can definitely teach you exactly how to do that. If you haven't already, visit my website, which is just cablemcElderry.com. Okay, and I have a free product there called How to Sell Large Dollar Fitness Programs and Make a Living Doing What You Love. It tells you exactly how we're going to convert these prospects and sell them on a long-term package. This we try to accomplish in the first 90 days when I'm with a coaching client. The other reason you need to have 100 plus leads is that after time in business, some people are going to cancel. So we have a rate of attrition, which is typically going to be a lot lower than that 20 to 35, which allows us to grow really rapidly. Now, if you're a one-man show signing up 20 or more clients per month, it's probably not going to be long before you are super busy and can't handle it all on your own. So we shift gears to pillar number 2, which I call operations, where we start to set process and procedure. So in this pillar, I actually teach you what we've learned, some very valuable lessons about how to create training resources, procedures, and ultimately operations or training manuals, which makes hiring people a heck of a lot easier, because you need to have them be as much like you as possible without having to spend hours and hours and hours and hours to teach them how to do it. So by starting to put things on paper and create that process, it makes it easier to hire people and easier for them to be successful. There's lots of amazing people that will work for you out there, but it's very difficult to find ones that will do it the same way you do. So we have to help them develop the same habits that you have, and that's just the same as we treat our fitness clients. If we didn't give them a nutrition plan to follow and teach them how to exercise and help them acquire those habits, they'd never be able to do it the way we want. So we can't expect any different from our employees, so we need to have the resources and manuals to do that. The least value you can bring to your business is doing the training. We need to get you out of the training by hiring people so that you can focus on pillar number 1, sales, marketing, and lead gen, and keep up this volume. A few months of signing up 20 to 35 people, you've hired an employee, well, amazing things start to happen. Is those employees may or may not be as good as you at trainers, or they may not be living up to your expectation. So we need to start to think about performance, both on client side as well as a staff side or employee side. And we do this through measurements called KPIs, or key performance indicators. Everything in life is about measurement. I mean, we as trainers measure everything our clients do, from their body fat percentage to their weight, to their measures, to the food they eat, to the amount of exercise, sets, reps, weights, all of that thing. And every sport on the planet basically has a KPI in the score. So without a score, without keeping score, there would be no winners and losers, and you can't have sports without winners and losers. We function better. That's just the human condition. We like to compete. We like to be able to measure ourselves against a standard or other people. So work is no different. If you're not teaching your staff how they can measure their own performance, they're going to constantly look to you for validation. Am I good enough? Am I doing a good enough job? And usually as people, it's human nature, we do this by saying, I need more money. Okay, and the reason is that when today's society, when we feel like we get more money, we feel as though we're doing a good job and more accomplished. So we can kind of help our employees understand what good performance is while managing our budget, which is going to give us the ability to grow. Finally, you get to focus on the fun stuff, which is cash flow and growth. And here we get to look at ways that we can ultimately make the business more profitable and, of course, make the business bigger, whether that's larger location, next location, a gym of your own, that whole process. But essentially, in a nutshell, that's how I would start a business from scratch. Focusing on the digital world, using opt-ins to generate an email list, using email and social media marketing initially to attract some leads through low barrier offers. I would sell them into long-term programs, and then I would manage growth by focusing on these 4 pillars. So that's a real brief overview, but it gives you a summary of why, as entrepreneurs, that we can also benefit from coaches, and why the best entrepreneurs typically surround themselves with mentors and coaches. So if you have questions about this, post in the comments about the video. I just love to engage people and help people. I'll try to answer your questions in the comments. If you have questions about coaching, absolutely. It's something that I do is private entrepreneurial coaching. I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs worldwide. I'd love to help you, but really there's no pressure, and hopefully you get some value from this.